Jackson's right here. Oh my God, he's here. He's here on time.
Oh,
The one who was late was me. Oh, and we were there. I'm going to open this Red Bull. Welcome to another episode of the NBA show. I am somewhat sick, but Dayquil is an amazing drug that's an over-the-counter. So
Dayquil.
Yeah, I also have Gatorade, Red Bull, and other things power me through. But we are here. We got a lot of stuff. Ime Udoka cheated on Nia Long, looking at a year-long suspension. Joe Mazzulla is going to be the guy replacing him. Bojan Bogdonvic got traded for basically pennies on the dollar. Pistons won that trade, if we had to say, if anybody, but it wasn't anything. It was just And we'll talk about that as well as other NBA news going around with John Wall, the whole player tribune. He was suicidal, and he looks like he's fucking going to kill people this year and just put the league on notice. You got Kawhi and Paul George supposedly also hyping up. We got a bunch of Warriors news. So it's a little bit of a jam-packed episode. And guess what? Training camp starts next week. So with tomorrow's episode, we'll start our training camp preview / season predictions and previews for every single team. And let's go. Let's have a great episode.
And you can follow us on Twitter at the NBA Show YT.
Yeah, right there. So what do you want to get into first? Ime Udoka or Bojan Bogdanovic? You chose.
Ime.
Is it Ime or Emmy?
Ime.
Ime? Okay, sorry.
I'm pretty sure.
No, you're probably right. I've always said Emmy.
I know a girl named Emmy.
Was it spelled the same?
No.
Oh, okay. So that's useless.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, so let's talk about this on the whole, and I'm not talking about Preparation H, but that's a stupid joke.
I didn't get it.
Preparation H on the whole, bro. Preparation H is like an ass cream. You never watched?
Wow.
You never watched Austin Powers? You fucking kike.
I hate Austin Powers.
What? We're done. We can't. We're not. We're done. The show has.
Maybe I'll like it. I haven't watched it in like a decade. Maybe I'd like it these days.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay,
I used to watch it. And I thought those movies were so stupid.
I mean, they're stupid, but you can't. I'm also Jewish. I want to clear up my. I said that word. I'm not Myers Leonard. Okay, and I'm Jewish. My uncle, my great uncle, was the chief. Well, my grandfather's cousin was the chief rabbi of Turkey. Also, I have multiple family members in the Holocaust. So you know what? I can say that. Well, if you have more than like 5 members killed in the Holocaust, I think you're good. But Ime Udoka, he had a consensual relationship. Basically, he broke the Boston Celtics code of conduct. It's basically sexual misconduct. He's considering resigning. Joe Mazzulla, he coached 2 seasons at Fairmount State to a record, I believe, of 43-17, something like that, or 43-27. And he also coached at one other D2 school as an assistant coach, and then he also coached as an assistant was the head coach of the Maine Red Claws, the G League affiliate, and he went to West Virginia. Joe Mazzulla is looking like he's going to be the guy replacing Ime Udoka for the season, and I don't know, maybe Ime Udoka does resign and he becomes the permanent head coach, Joe Mazzulla. But the other thing is, I just want to say real quick before I hear your response on this whole situation, if this happened like 5 years ago, like no one would care. 10 years ago, 15, this would just be a book written today.
I think if he was white, no one would care.
You think?
I'm taking Stephen A's side on this one. I didn't listen to what Stephen A had to say about this, but I agree with you and Stephen A. I don't really understand this whole situation. I just learned who Nia Long was about 3 minutes ago.
She's an actress.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't watch Black TV?
Well, it's not that. I don't watch TV, but I don't get the issue. Apparently they were separated, right?
I don't know the details. I don't give a fuck that his marriage and all that stuff is his business and all that. You know what I mean? I just think look at it this way. The reason is like if you and I both worked at McDonald's and there was like and we worked as crew members and there was other hot crew members that like girls that we like banged, we wouldn't get in trouble for them as long as it was consensual and all that. But because he is the head coach of the basketball, he is a person in power. So in today's society, if you're a person in a position of power, it's seriously, and you can be fired because of this, to have relationships with people and work, because most of the time it ends up being problematic because of nepotism and, you know,
Yeah.
it's different when.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. It's different. I think I said this in the video I made, everybody in elementary, middle, or high school knew at least of 2 teachers that were married and worked in the same school. Everyone went to at least one school where, the science and the gym teacher were married. You know?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But
I had that in middle school.
You know? But where it crosses the line is like you couldn't have the principal married to the, you know?
Well, tell that to the people in Kenny Powers' life.
Oh yeah.
So I don't I don't have an issue with this, but I guess nepotism.
It's just today
sense.
it's like ethics and morals, and like he broke a code of conduct. If this was in the code of conduct, then like we can't really argue it, because like if they can, like, I would love for someone to leak the Celtics code of conduct, because if they have a code of conduct, this must be something that everyone has put in their contract and has read. So I would love to see if like, are they saying like you can't fuck somebody that if you're in a position of power? But like I just want to know, like, because like most of the time when you have a relationship at your workplace, you have to file it through HR.
Exactly, yeah.
And you make HR aware that you are having a relationship with a coworker and that it's consensual, and you guys file. So it's like if you guys do break up, like this relationship will not affect your work status.
Yeah. I think that I don't know what the code of conduct is, but I would imagine there's like, I wonder what it is. I think he's going to resign regardless. I think they're going to ask him to resign. I don't think he'll get fired.
And then Brad Stevens is going to make himself fucking head coach again. And
Yeah,
my God, he's Greg Popovich. Dude, you just put it together. Ime Udoka just got Greg Popovich.
What did Pop do?
You don't know what Pop did? So Pop was a very well-liked assistant amongst, head coach, was a very highly regarded assistant. And when the Spurs fired, I forget what head coach it was, they didn't want Greg to leave. So they made Greg the general manager. And then Greg hired a head coach. And I believe halfway through the first season, or once after his first season, halfway through the guy's second season, he fired him and made himself head coach. And he's, since that day, Greg Popovich has been head coach and general manager.
That's sick as hell.
Yeah. And guess what? If Ime Udoka resigns, Brad Stevens, I could see just Greg Popovich it being like, oh, I'm cool being head coach again. Now that I'll stay general manager, and I'll stay, president of basketball operation, but I'll also be head coach. So I run this team. I trade players, I sign players, I coach, I do everything.
I love that you have a picture of Bogdonvic as the headliner in this episode. As if anyone cares. Sorry. Dude, I like it. This is
everybody else is talking about the Celtics.
I'm sorry, Justin, if you're watching this video. It's kind of funny how quickly this season derailed the Boston Celtics.
We'll be fine.
We'll see. I don't think they'll be fine, but this is doggy because Ime is so cool. Like we've talked about, I wanted the Bulls to get him. And I think he's going to resign, and I think the Brooklyn Nets should pick up the phone immediately. But it is a doggy situation because I've never worked in a situation like that where you have HR people and stuff, and even just like
Because
small jobs.
you're 22, bro.
I'm 23. Even
You're
if I,
23?
yeah,
When's your birthday?
July.
Oh, you're a fucking cunt.
We did a show on my birthday.
Yeah, I forgot you're 4 months older than me.
Well, that's sick.
Yeah.
Fucking young dork. But dude, my first job was concessions. I bet even if I like got with, like, if I had a relationship with one of my coworkers, like I still don't think my boss would have been too big of a fan of that. So
I banged a lot of my coworkers.
I think this is too far gone, unfortunately, and I hope it doesn't tarnish his reputation, because one thing I preach on my personal YouTube channel is everything is sex. Literally everything in this world comes down to sex. So it's really shitty, but there is no way Ime is going to remain with the Boston Celtics, to me. No way.
Everything comes down to sex, though. Everything comes down to money, bro.
No, and that comes to sex. Why do guys want to get rich?
I want to get rich so I can live the life I want.
It comes down, everything in life comes down to sex. I'll write a blog post about it and I'll link it to you.
Have you ever written before?
Yeah, I did.
You're a writer?
And you're not subscribed to my newsletter.
Do you have a newsletter?
Or it's not a news. I like to refer to it as a blog.
You write weekly?
No, I've written once. I write every night before I go to bed, but I haven't published in like two months.
In your journal?
It's on my typewriter. It's mainly love stuff, and I don't really want to click publish yet. So
that's cute, buddy. That's cute.
Yeah.
No, but okay. So yeah, I just want, at this point, I've decided I want to see Brad Steve. I want to see our man Ime Udoka resign at this point. Well, I hope he doesn't, but I hope he doesn't. But if it does happen, this is just me being a selfish, like basketball enthusiast, and being like, I want to see Brad Stevens just like, how funny would that be if Brad Stevens just goes, like, he resigns and we just hear like the Joe Mazzulas, he'd be like, actually, guess what? Brad's in charge now, fuckers. He's like, imagine he's like, Ime Udoka like goes, I'm resigning, and then he go, and Brad Stevens is like, he's like, now I'm going to announce the new head coach of the Boston Celtics. Me, Brad Stevens.
I don't want that. Brad Stevens is a dork. How can you respect? I'm respecting Ime over Brad as far as my coach goes. Brad deserves. He's a suit. Brad's a suit. Get him up in the offices. That's where he belongs.
Greg Popovich is a suit.
He's not a suit. Popovich is no suit. Popovich is like he's more of a Bill Walton to me.
A Bill Walton to you?
Yeah. More of a Phil Jackson without the spirituality.
Yeah, I think my dogs agree with you.
Hey, fuck you.
All right, so let's go over to the Bojan Bogdonvic. And Bojan Bogdonvic, as you guys know, was recently traded. 1 second.
He's got to go. Michael, I can't make a Michael Vick joke, but I kind of did. So, who cares about Bogdanovic? Why'd the Pistons get him? What's up, Thomas?
So we're going over to the Pistons right now, and what's up, Thomas? It's fine, man. We've had a rough couple of days. We're gonna, honestly, this will be the last week that we should have a fuck up on Wednesdays. I feel like we'll have the Wednesdays secure.
I'm actually so glad the show didn't happen yesterday. I've been sleeping around 6 a.m. and my buddy gave me he gave me these sleeping pills, and I took one, and it was like 3:30 and it didn't work, so I took another, and
then you just got fucking.
It lasted. It lasted about a day, so that was shitty. Okay, I'm imagining Bojan's coming off the bench here, but he's not come off of the bench since 2016, 2017. So who's coming off of the bench? Is it going to be Bagley?
Boston Celtics head coach Ime Udoka will not
Oh,
be
my
resigning from his
Jesus
position as he awaits a sanction from the organization.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
I just want Brad to come in and just be like, I'm in charge. But no. All right, so Boyan, let's look at the Pistons roster. Okay, I think the Pistons as a whole, this is a team.
Now they're definitely making the playoffs.
Oh, 100. So that's what I immediately when I saw this, I tweeted. I was like,
Did you see my video yesterday?
On what?
The Detroit Pistons will make the playoffs.
I didn't see that. I was like brain dead yesterday. I apologize.
How many YouTube videos of mine do you think you've ever watched?
Like 15 or 20 of them.
Yeah, I'd say the same. I just don't watch YouTube. Yeah.
I don't watch NBA YouTube.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't like watching NBA YouTube, so that's not what I
either. Yeah.
If I'm watching YouTube, I'm watching completely irrelevant shit to the NBA.
I'm watching YouTube. I'm watching Kenny, Noah, Rusty.
That's not even what I'm watching. I'm watching like Johnny Harris. I'm watching
Lockdown Rockets with Jackson Gatlin.
I'm watching Donut Media, which is like a car. I watch car YouTube. I watch fishing YouTube. I watch a lot of journalism. I watch a lot of news stuff. I'm like a really nerdy person. If I'm watching YouTube, most of the time, if I'm watching something, I'm always learning about shit.
Yeah.
So either way, the Pistons, this is a team that's loaded like top to bottom. And first off, people don't realize this team signed Dwayne Dedman. All right, this team's got a lot of.
When did that happen?
Huh? Wait, no, not Dwayne Dedman. My apology. I don't know why I said
like, whoa. Ooh, Nerlens Noel, they got a lot of big men over there.
Yeah, I don't know why I say Dwayne Dedman. I apologize. But no, so I'm fucking stupid. Okay, so Kelly Olynyk is gone. So is Saban Lee. That's fine. Who fucking cares?
What kind of trade was that? What do they get from that?
So basically, Kelly Olynyk only had one more deal. He'll be an easy contract to trade again. They just didn't want any long-term money, and supposedly all the deals that involved first-round picks for Bojan Bogdanovic had long-term deals, and they just didn't want long-term money. So now this team is Bojan Bogdanovic. Probably, I honestly think the starting lineup should be Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey with Bojan, Sadiq Bey, and either Nerlens Noel, Beef Stew, Isaiah Todd, not Isaiah Todd, Isaiah Stewart. I said Isaiah Todd. My brain's like fried, bro. My brain's fucking fried. Like, you see this? Like, I'm like misfiring. I can't say names. I can't fucking speak. Okay. So the Nerlens Noel, Beef Stew, Isaiah Stewart, Marvin Bagley, and I guess who else would be their side? Jalen Duren, and I think that's pretty much
in there. They got a lot of not chefs, but they got a lot of sous chefs waiting for their call.
I think I like their front court with Bagley, Noel, and Duren and Stewart. I think that's like those four guys being your center. That's some good size. You got some scoring with Marvin Bagley. You got some, you got rim running and a rim protection with Nerlens Noel. You got a hybrid defender in Stewart. And Jalen Duren looks like a guy who could be like the all around guy who has, some offensive game. He can shot block, he can rebound, he can guard, hopefully forwards as well. What?
Why would you trade Bogdanovic for Saban Lee and Kelly Olynyk when you could get a first-round draft pick from the Los Angeles Lakers?
Oh, you want to tell because you don't want to trading Bojan Bogdanovic to any of the contending teams would have helped them win a championship. Why would you help a team win a championship if you trade Bojan Bogdanovic to the Pistons? Whatever team you were trading Bojan Bogdanovic to, Bojan Bogdanovic was going to help that team win some games. So
if you're going to trade a draft pick,
so you trade Bojan Bogdanovic you trade him. Listen, you just trade him to start to push the culture, to change the culture, and you do it so you send it to a team that you weren't going to trade Bojan Bogdanovic within the conference. You weren't going to trade him to a contender. So you were going to send Bojan Bogdanovic to a team that maybe would help him make a playoff push. You just get it to get the change the culture.
LeBron James is 37. He will be 42, 43 by the time that draft pick comes into. Every single basketball GM right now knows who the hell is running Utah. Danny, what are you doing? Every single person. I bet you he didn't do it because of the Lakers. LeBron James will be 42, 43 by the time that draft pick comes into fruition, and he will not be on the Los Angeles Lakers. And Anthony Davis will also not be on the Los Angeles Lakers. The 2027 Lakers first-round draft pick is the most coveted first-round pick in the future because
they'll suck right then.
Exactly. So I would understand this if it was a 2023 first-round draft pick, but we're talking 5 years from now. 5 years from now. And you didn't even get a first-round draft pick, and now you have to deal with Kelly Olynyk.
Dude, no, it's just like
Troy Weaver's a genius. He must have gotten Danny Ainge drunk or something. Is like, do you really want to trade Bogdanovic to the Lakers? Do you really want him on the Lakers?
Do you start Bojan do you go Bojan at the wing? So instead of having two power forwards, you go Bojan and Sadiq Bey, Jaden Ivey, Cade Cunningham, or do you go, Nerlens Noel, Beef Stew, and you throw in Bojan at shooting guard, Sadiq at the wing, and Cade, and then you have Jaden Ivey off the bench?
I'm probably going for sure Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Sadiq Bey, Bogdanovic, and then they'll probably rotate the fifth guy.
I think that definitely by the end of the year that could be the lineup. I wouldn't be surprised if they start maybe Jaden off the bench, just out of.
Well, I think he'll show too much to bench him. There's no way you can bench him. Yeah, no way. You don't bench your fifth pick.
That's a good point. Unless you're the Spurs.
Unless it's just not working. But even Jalen Green dropping 13 in the first couple of weeks, it was still not all right. Put him on the bench.
That's a good point. So do we sit here and we think that this is going to be a team that, with Bojan Bogdanovic in the Central, third best team in the Central, I could get behind that. I think the Pistons are definitely, at this point, I think the Pistons, what's the Central?
The Bulls, Bucks, and Cavs.
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought Cavs were East. Not East. I thought Cavs were.
Nick's just a motherfucker.
Okay, never mind. I thought for some reason I thought the Central were just Bucks, Bulls, fucking I don't even know who else was going to be in there, so I take that back. But they're fourth. If
that happens, I'd be so sad. I want Billy Donovan's resignation if that goes down.
I think Bojan Bogdanovic joining this team makes the Pistons at the very least a play-in fighting team. Could they surprise us and make a run for the sixth seed? Yeah. A lot would have to go right. Cade Cunningham would have to just turn into Luka Doncic second season. Which he has the possibility of doing. I've seen.
He doesn't have to Luka it, but 17, 6-6 is. I'd call that a good rookie year. I don't know what others think, but
so one of the benefits of going to KU is I've seen Cade Cunningham play from 10 feet away from me during the COVID year, which was so sick because I had to see they didn't sell. So I bought a sports pass before they canceled the sports pass, and I got to see basically private games where and you could just sit wherever you wanted. Oh, it was so dope.
And then you also got to go to his room after. You were his escort.
No, let me find it.
For when he's in Kansas.
I saw Kai Jones and Greg Brown the third play, but right here. What? I'm going to send this to us.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Oh, that was terrible. But no, I think Bojan. Do you start Bojan or come off the bench? I think Bojan should start.
That's what start. Unless he turns into an Ingles this year, but I don't think we saw any signs of slowing down. You're shooting 39% from downtown. He started every game, like I said, since 2016, 2017. 18 points. I mean, playoffs, 18 points, 40% 3-point shooter about. So unless he takes like a Joe Ingles, or I don't even mean to like be shitty like that, but if age were to catch up to him this season and say you got Bogdanovic and he's averaging less than 15, maybe that's when Dwayne starts to experiment a little bit more. They're going to experiment regardless. So Kemba, unfortunately, Cyro was right. They're looking to get rid of him, but he doesn't have a suitor ready to go. And Troy Weaver's
So he's basically refusing a buyout, and I think at this point Troy Weaver's just like, holy fuck, we have so many vets that I think we could make there.
There's a sound.
There we go.
Hey.
It was dope, dude. He did some dope ass shit when I saw him. Like I was pretty fucking close. Like there was only, if you can get it like right there. That's how far I was.
That's like where you could at Loyola, you could sit wherever you want.
Oh no, during a regular season, student section is behind the baskets, and it's like only like 15 rows. And if you don't get there early, you get a shit seat. We have, for most of our student sections, you camp out for a few nights in advance, and you have a group, and you make the underclassmen have to sleep there overnight and
to watch Kansas basketball.
Yeah, dude, it's Kansas basketball. If you want front row seats, bro,
nothing else to do in that state, is there?
I mean, people come from all over the country, dude. You come out, you get hammered before there. People will literally be there, be like, I flew in from fucking California, Washington State, just to see this game. And like, I mean, dude, we sold out our game tomorrow. I mean, your boy.
Good, yeah. The last time I read that, like last time, what is it? Duke, North Carolina, and Kansas were all 3-0 was like 1959 or something like that.
You ready?
I love Grady Dick.
Grady Dick's a fucking baller. I've met Grady Dick the other day. I've met a few basketball players there. But where is it? Game 2? This is the
Florida, baby.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah. What? Get a free meal.
Oh, it's just an F. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just F. It just means I'm allowed to go wherever the fuck I want during the game. Because I'll
on the court.
Yeah, I'll be on the field.
Or on the field if need be.
Yeah. I mean, you saw my story last game for like the home opener. I was just I walked onto the fifth, like when the game, the buzzer, like not buzzer, but when it hit, the game ended, I just walked up while the team was dabbing everybody up. I was just there at the Jayhawk, just filming everybody dabbing each other up.
You know what we should make a TikTok, and then you should do like one of those, like a day in the life of a Kansas football journalist, and then like in the mirror.
That's so good.
And then you go viral, and then we push everyone to the show.
Then we push everyone to the show. Oh no, but
we delete the Cyro out of it, and we just turn it into we'll start it off niched Kansas football, and then
I want to start a Kansas football pod.
Yeah, you really should have already done that.
I know. I just don't know. I don't know who to talk to about.
Luke.
Yeah, but he's a law student. That's like a full-time job. You know? Oh.
Just do one a week.
I know. But it's Kansas football.
It's Kansas, though.
Either way. So, Bojan Bogdanovic, we're saying he's going to start.
I think so, yeah.
I think he has to. He's the best company. I mean, he could also come off the bench and help as a second creator.
Yeah, he could. The thing is, I don't think that Marvin Bagley is going, like,
I think Marvin Bagley is a sixth man of the year candidate.
Yeah, he's more of a guy where you're going to get him 28 a night, but he's not going to start. So, unless they didn't make this move. So I definitely think Bogdanovic is going to start.
My whole thing with Bogdanovic is I like the idea of him coming off the bench if you have like Jaden Ivey coming off the bench. So it'd be Jaden and Bojan. So Jaden can have somebody to kick out to. Or if you feel like Kelly and Hayes needs – because having him come off the bench, it would allow you to whoever is whoever's replacing Cade Cunningham off the bench. This would allow Bojan to assist them by having them someone to create for. Why are you crying?
As a former Detroit native, it pains me to hear you say those words. Jaden Ivey bench in the same sentence.
Not Jaden Ivey, but like off the bench. What if Jaden Ivey starts, but he only starts 4 minutes and he primarily, like we talked about this, Anthony Simons is not primarily being a starter. Anthony Simons is starting, but he's playing 4 minutes and then he's going to the bench and then being basically their sixth man. They're just starting him for the contract they gave him. Do you get what I'm saying right there? Like people don't realize there's a lot of players who start, but they don't really start.
Russell Westbrook, but you have to no. Anthony Simons is too good to not start. That's why he's starting. Yeah, he's going to run with the bench unit, but he's also going to close games. He's also going to start games. So, yeah, maybe they take that approach with Jaden Ivey. I'm pretty big, my rookie of the year pick, Jaden Ivey. I imagine benching. If they were to do that, he's looking like rookie of the year, Jaden Ivey. That won't last. But they still have plenty off the bench, man. They got guys like, Corey Joseph. You have Alec Burks. Diallo is solid. You have guys like Magruder. Isaiah Livers is a very low-key guy.
I love Isaiah Livers. That guy, I was surprised no team tried to trade for him this offseason. He's a guy that I could see join a contending team and making like a huge difference.
Oh my God.
And being not like a huge difference, but like Isaiah Livers is like the next PJ Tucker potentially.
But he's played 19 games. I think we're a couple years from that.
Okay, yes, but like I'm saying, like a team like Portland or a team like Brooklyn, like look at Kessler Edwards. I think Isaiah Livers could have a Kessler Edwards effect. Sorry, okay, that I'm not saying when I get excited for someone like that, I'm not obviously saying he's going to come out and drop 30 and 15. No, I'm saying like he could be a guy like Kessler Edwards who could come in and, give you 10, 12 points a night and like surprise you, like I get excited. Like if, role players get my dick hard.
Troy Weaver stays the best GM in the NBA.
I'm a big Troy Weaver fan. He hasn't done much to make me like. People forget that he kind of built the Toronto Raptors. I mean, like not Toronto Raptors. Was it Toronto? Was he at, or was Troy Weaver with? I'm pretty sure was Troy with Toronto. No, Oklahoma. That's what it was. Oklahoma. My apology. He helped Oklahoma. Again, brain fried. But did you know that? So Troy Weaver.
No, I didn't.
So Troy Weaver was basically from 2008 to 2020 was with Oklahoma City Thunder. He worked as an assistant GM, then vice president / assistant GM, and then he became vice president of basketball operations. He had a hand in drafting Russell Westbrook. He pushed for drafting Russell Westbrook. He pushed for James Harden and Kevin Durant. He helped build that Oklahoma City Thunder team. Thomas,
he's a top 5 GM in the NBA.
Yeah, Troy Weaver, very underrated. Yeah, sorry, Thomas, I forgot. I mixed up because Dwayne Casey's the coach, and Dwayne Casey was with Toronto. But I knew Troy Weaver before he came to Oklahoma. He was with one organization as basically he was Sam Presti's right-hand man for like 13, 14 years. Why are you smirking like that? You're making me uncomfortable.
He said before he got to Oklahoma.
Who?
Troy Weaver, but you meant to say before he got to Detroit.
Oh, before he got to Detroit, yeah. And before Oklahoma, he was with Utah as director, player personnel, and head scout.
It's a good time for the Utah Jazz scout team.
I mean, I'm a believer in Troy Weaver. I think he's doing something really good, something different. And I think he's building this team the right way. I've always said this, and I know you're probably annoyed of me saying it, but I think the best way to build an NBA team is by mixing youth with veterans. I like the approach where when a team goes out and gets not only has a bunch of 20-year-olds, 19, 18-year-olds, but also fills that up with a few vets in there, because people need to learn how to be an NBA player. You don't wake up and you're like, I'm an NBA player. There's like getting the routine, structuring your life, understanding the how to be a professional.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the best way. That's why I kind of get upset when you see this Oklahoma City Thunder teams. I mean, Derek Favors there, but like I feel like they just need more veteran presence.
Yeah, I just don't think they're interested in winning. Like,
I know. I don't think
it's
so.
Kind of shitty, like.
But that's like, I feel like that just creates bad habits for players.
Oh yeah.
And that's where I don't think it's necessary.
There's a line.
Yeah, because people don't realize is like, yeah, a guy could play a shit ton of minutes, but like, will he get better? To an extent, he won't get to his best, because when you're letting a guy feel like he can just play however he wants, it's not going to create good habits.
So say Oklahoma does get 3 Supermax players in a year or two, and they have their young talent. Well, when they get to the playoffs, none of those guys have been there before.
Yeah, and they could crumble. Yeah, exactly.
That's why I think what Detroit's doing right now is money. Where Nerlens Noel, Alec Burks, Bogdanovic, these guys aren't going to be a part of the championship Detroit Pistons squad, in my opinion. They're going to be used to get them up, and then we kind of talked about this a couple of days ago, and then they make the splashes. Whether that's trade or free agency. Hopefully it's free agency, because Detroit is money.
Yeah, I'm definitely keen to see what happens with this. But
nice UK slang.
Well, keen. Yeah. I'm keen as all hell.
Or the bro.
No, I can't do any accents. Dude, Colangelo sucks. I hate Colangelo. You remember Colangelo, the burner accounts?
Yeah, I always think of the hockey player when I see that name.
There's a hockey player named Colangelo?
I think there was some guy in the Devils that had a similar last name. Do you know that Q-tips are banned in the United Kingdom?
Why?
They're not good for your ears.
Are they actually not?
No, dude. Your doctors have never told you that?
I never use Q-tips.
Doctors act like when you tell them, I remember being a kid and I'd be like, yeah, like Q-tip, blah, blah, blah. You use Q-tips. Like, well,
I don't use Q-tips.
What else am I going to, what do you use? You use like a pen?
No,
knife?
when I'm in the shower, I just try to clean my ears. Either like I go with my finger in the crevice, but then I don't fucking know. I just hope my ears aren't fucking gross. I'm not an earwaxy person. I don't know. I don't know, man. You're making me uncomfortable.
My old cat used to love earwax. It was so weird.
That's cute.
Like he'd lick it. It was gross. He was quirky.
He was a quirky cat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about John Wall. Did you hear what happened?
Yeah, I saw that when it dropped, because I'm in like Houston Rocket Twitter, and I remember seeing that. It's shitty, man. It's shitty. His family was going. What was his mom? Was not looking good.
His mom died.
Oh my goodness gracious! His mom died, and he's injured. It's the worst thing ever imaginable. Because at John Wall's point in this career, it's as you start to mature and you start to age, you realize family's everything. So that's it's really tough, especially where he was at in his career. Definitely didn't help. But even if he was, all-star John Wall, I know it would take a toll on him. But it's kind of sucks when you're injured, if you can't, like, you remember, Isaiah Thomas, when his sister died, and he just dismantled my basketball team and all of our hopes. It sucks. I love John Wall. I think he's an absolute amazing person, and it really sucks covering the Rockets last couple of years and seeing people get mad at John Wall when it's like, John Wall wants to play. We're the ones not playing John. It's not his. Yeah, it was shitty, but that's not every Rocket fan. Just few and far.
I kind of want Burger King now.
Dude, chicken fries?
I love chicken fries, but I'm like craving a Whopper disgustingly.
I've never had a Whopper before.
They're gas. You're missing out, bro.
Yeah, I bet.
All right, so John Wall. So John Wall nearly had his foot amputated. Here's a quote. For me, it all happened really fast in a span of 3 years. I went from being on top of the world to losing damn near everything I cared about. In 2016, I'm jumping on the announcer table in DC after forcing Game 7 against Boston, and I'm king of the city. I'm getting a max extension, thinking I'm a wizard for life. A year later, I tore my Achilles and lost the only sanctuary I've ever known, the game of basketball. I ended with such a bad infection from the surgeries that I nearly had to have my foot amputated. A year later, I lost my best friend in the whole world, my mom, to breast cancer. John wrote. And John continued to write. And you have to understand, when I say I lost my best friend, I'm not exaggerating. I had 2 nicknames growing up. Crazy J, because I was crazy as hell. I used to literally do anything the homies dared me to do. They had me jumping off roofs into bushes like it was jackass. And then my other nickname was Mama's Boy. And you already know why. My dad had been in jail since I was 1. And he died of liver cancer when I was 9 years old. They let him out just to say goodbye. I could still see him in that dope 84 Randy Moss Vikings jersey, the last day I ever got with him. To this day, I don't even like going to the beach because that was our first and last trip as a family. My older brother was locked up too. So my mom was my whole world. She would work 3 jobs just to keep our lights on. In some months, those lights were definitely cutting off if we needed that money for AAU tournaments, he wrote. And I got chills reading that. I just think it's like John Wall. You know me. I'll pull it up right here if people can't see it. All right, let me go this way. I got a Wizard. I've had that jersey since I was like 5 or 6. Okay. But on a whole, for me, John Wall, I've told you this multiple times. I moved from the suburbs of Orlando to the suburbs of Baltimore when I was 9 years old. It was the 4th grade. That was the year when John Wall, the Wizards, won the lottery. When we won the lottery, I told you, off the wall. You remember that video? Let me see you do the John Wall. Well, and John Wall was the first basketball player that, I mean, obviously I'd seen Dwight Hito, Jameer Nelson, but I don't remember seeing him getting drafted. I remember seeing John Wall drafted. I remember buying 2K that year, playing 2K11, and playing always with the Wizards so I could be John Wall. I remember literally anyone with the Wizards jersey on, you could do the John Wall and go like this. Someone who captivated a whole freaking like tri-state area because there isn't a basketball team unless you go to Philadelphia or New York, or if you go way down south to basically Atlanta. And it was the first basketball player I saw get drafted. He won Rookie of the Year, right? Won Rookie of the Year. Like, and he wasn't a bust. He lived up to the hype. He was arguably the best defensive guard in the league, arguably the best 2-way player in the league. And the only thing holding him back from being probably like a top 10, top 15 player was a consistent jumper that, you know, in his prime, he had like a 2-3 year stretch where he had that consistent jumper, a guy who was averaging like 23 and 11, 2 steals. It's crazy, you know, and he's a person that, if you don't know this about John Wall, is he was, you know, selling dope out of a fucking red wagon, and like was in a gang life. We laughed a few times this summer at the John Wall videos we were pulling up of John Wall like having a good time on his, I think it was his 30th birthday. We saw like John Wall seems like, we've said it before, seems like the coolest guy to hang out with. Okay, like if I could, John Wall definitely one of my favorite basketball players. And also, if you had to ask me to choose a few basketball players that I would definitely want to hang out with, it would be definitely John Wall's on that list.
Yeah, he seems very personable and relatable. Even doesn't even matter where you're from or how you're raised or anything like that.
Yeah. Hey, I just saw this, Thomas Perry. My condolences. Yeah, I love my mom. I couldn't imagine losing my mom either. Like
Yeah.
my dad lost both his parents by the time he was 14. His mom died of cancer when he was 12. His dad killed himself when he was 14. And
Jeez.
yeah, I couldn't imagine being, parentless. I need to call my parents. I want to call my parents now. God, fuck, man. And look, we're gonna change. We're gonna change this horn. John Wall. We're gonna change the Clippers. So I want to talk about Kawhi and Paul right now about their health because that was something that came up, and I think this is because look at the picture I'm about to pull up. And did you know it's gonna be almost 3 years since this happened? Almost 4 years, right? Yeah, dude, this coming summer will be 4 years since this deal happened. Kawhi Leonard is entering his fourth season with the Clippers.
Hell yeah. Cleared
Like,
for activity.
yeah, fourth
For
season because he didn't.
5-on-5.
Yeah, fourth season with the Clippers because he didn't play last year. But yeah, Kawhi is coming off of. That's fucking crazy. He signed that deal on July 10th, 2019. So this is year 4 for this squad, and it's crazy to think about because this was a team that, oh my god, first off, Paul George is supposedly 100% healthy after suffering a torn UCL, which is a ligament that was in his right elbow. George missed 3 months because of the injury last season before returning for 5 games late in the regular season. He played in the Clippers' first playing game, but missed the second and last play game because of health and safety protocol. But he's, supposedly we've heard that he's doing good and he's healthy and he's doing a lot with John Wall coming here. He's just trying to get consistency of his training and he's been off the charts and they're like stoked as hell. While we've also heard from Kawhi Leonard, who's been, you said, cleared to participate fully in training camp next week. However, the Clippers will be taking a step-by-step approach. Lawrence Frank, the Clippers president of basketball operations, said Leonard's first 5-on-5 participation will take place in camp, which starts Tuesday in Las Vegas, which most teams are starting on Tuesday. And he feels great, allegedly. And Frank said that the team's practice facilities plan is, look, he wants to participate in everything and think the organization will be conscious and take it by step, and they can't predict anything when you're dealing with a major injury, and they just got to see how the rest of the body responds and how it feels and get feedback from Kawhi as they go. And as we have said before, the Clippers are one of, if not the deepest team in the NBA this season, and the depth will help them be able to ramp Kawhi Leonard and Paul George back up to a cautious pace, even John Wall, who missed the entire season. So I think this is something that, is very important. I'm very excited to watch for.
Mm. So I don't think people can remember just how good this team was. So when Kawhi first got to Los Angeles, it was the bubble year, and they unfortunately ran into. We'll see how Denver answers this next year. If Denver were to fall off a cliff, or not fall off a cliff, but not get back to what they were in bubble, those Jamal Murray performances were unreal. But unfortunately, they got that draw, and I don't know if you remember, like it kind of seemed like they lost in 7 in the semis. It seemed like it was going to be LeBron versus Kawhi.
Oh yeah,
in the championship. And so what happens next? Well, they lose in 7. Clippers next season, they still run it up, and another finals contender. Kawhi, 11 games in, goes down with injury. And I remember actually listening to Skip and Shannon on my way back from Virginia on my ride home. I was somewhere in West Virginia. I remember listening to it, and you just kind of thought, like, maybe this is the year of the Clippers. And for some reason, the Mavs gave them a huge-ass issue, and they took them down in 7. Kawhi gets injured against Utah, unfortunately, but they win the series against Utah, and they made it to the Western Conference Finals, and they lost to 6 to the Phoenix Suns. So the last time Kawhi Leonard and Paul George were healthy in the same season, they made it to the Western Conference Finals with their best player injured. So, yeah, I want to see them both hit 60. As if they hit 60 games played in the regular season with their load management and all that, and they're healthy going into the playoffs.
So
they're a terrifying team. and they're very, very well coached.
With load management, which we know the NBA hates, what is the least amount of games you can play to win MVP?
Oh, we were talking about this like last week.
Yeah, and because we said Joel Embiid, do you think he would have won MVP if he had played every game or close to every game?
That's a really tough one. There are a lot of people who still believe he should have won MVP.
I don't think he should have. I think Jokic deserved that. But if Embiid had played every game, the Sixers would have had a better record. And I think
it'll never happen.
And I think, do you agree?
No, 68's plenty to win MVP.
Is that how many he played?
Yeah.
Felt like he played less. I feel like a couple of those games he was knocked out early. And I'm trying to see if I could find a graph that shows how many games played by each. So if we go, 74, 70. Giannis played 63. LeBron played 62 and 1. 49 games by Karl Malone in 99. So that's too. Okay, so that's too old. So 62 by Giannis. And 72 by Giannis in 2018, 2019. 63 in 2019 to 20. He won MVP 63. And LeBron won it with 62. And it seems like all the guys who won it, or at least had a win share in the last few years of basically above 28%. And damn, like
if you're trying to get at are they winning MVP, I don't think either of these guys can win MVP.
I don't think Paul George. No, I don't think. I would take
Paul
Kawhi.
Hasn't played more than 55 games in like 3 seasons either. So to me, Paul George's health is just as important as Kawhi's.
Look, I think Paul is a great player, and Paul hasn't been at an MVP level since Indiana. Or did he go? Oh, no, he was in an MVP.
He also it was Oklahoma, Thunder, but he hasn't been healthy since he was with Oklahoma in his 1 year.
Yeah, was it 1 year in Oklahoma?
Pretty sure.
Or was it 2 years? Dude, PG-13 in Oklahoma was like a different animal.
What was that?
Paul George in Oklahoma was like fucking something else.
I want to say that was my last year of high school because I remember.
Yeah, he played 2 years. Yeah, listen to this. He was an MVP.
Played 2 years.
In his second season in Oklahoma, he averaged in 77 games, 37 minutes a night, 44% from the field, 39 from 3, 8.5 rebounds, 4 assists, led the league with 2.2 steals a game, 28 points a night. Holy fuck. I forgot. I think he was 5th in MVP that year.
Yeah.
And that's the thing people don't realize. And I think that's the last time Paul George actually played with a point guard. In Indiana, he never had a point guard. Never had a point guard. And with John Wall now, he has a point guard. Oh, Masal, right? Masal? Max, what's up? Max's rename is Masal. Misael.
Max,
what's up, Max? Where you been, bud?
What the hell are you talking about?
Max?
Yeah. Jeff Teague went 15-8, 15-4-8 in his 1 season with Indiana. That's a point guard to me. And then he had
Jeff Teague.
So, yeah.
Jeff Teague. Jeff fucking Teague. You're bringing up Jeff
15-4-8. Jeff Teague. Yes, I'm bringing up 6 years ago. Jeff Teague. Yes.
Dude, why did Jeff Teague just fall out of the league so hard?
He's old. He didn't fall off the league. He's old. That's what happens.
He's
not
34.
Everyone's LeBron. That's what makes LeBron doing what he's doing so crazy.
No, what I'm saying is Jeff Teague had this like from 2012. Like, I mean, he had like a 3 year. He wasn't terrible with Minnesota, but like after Minnesota, he just like I thought he'd be one of those guys who could play late into his career. But like, yeah, no, I think Jeff Teague never played for Oklahoma.
No, Indiana.
Oh my God!
He hasn't had a point guard, but he had George Hill and Jeff Teague and Russell Westbrook.
Okay, I forgot Jeff Teague was actually a decent passer. Holy fuck, I forgot.
Jeff Teague was a phenomenal basketball player.
And dude, I'm so happy Jeff Teague.
Kind of gay, but...
Jeff Teague is also a regional scout for the Hawks, but I'm so happy Jeff Teague won a championship with the Bucks.
Oh yeah, won his ship and dipped. Peace.
Dude, I understand, Max. Good for you, buddy. Yeah, dude.
This is the guy who can like dunk over me.
Yeah.
Isn't that the Max? Yeah.
I mean, football season makes sense, buddy. Football season starts up in August. I remember training camp, dude. I remember one training camp. It was so hot in Maryland. Our coach and we'd play terrible in a scrimmage the day before, and our coach wouldn't let us have water. And it was like it was Labor Day weekend, and we weren't supposed to have practice, and a kid fainted. And then we were like, "Can we have water now?" And he was like, "No." And then I remember one kid was just like, "Fuck this!" It just ran to go get water. We just all ran and disobeyed our coach. We were like, "This kid just passed out because we just had no water."
I don't know why you would. That seems like that wouldn't fly right now.
Yeah, dude. This was like 2014, 2015. Yeah, dude.
Basic human.
Yeah, dude. We were all like, because they were just, we didn't do good, and they were just running us. We were just running because we had run around the school, and then they're not suicides, but basically you stand on each sideline, and then everyone runs, and you don't want to be the last person.
Yeah.
And then you keep running back. Tyree Appleby, what brain condition?
Damn.
What brain condition?
That sucks.
I don't see anything. They don't say anything about brain condition. Dude, and then Jeff Teague's brother was such a bust, Marquise. He was like the
My bull boy.
You remember Marquise?
I remember it. Oh, man, that guy was so shit in 2K. Oh, my
He's so shit. He played like 3 years, and he tried to make a comeback with Memphis and was ass.
Like a D3 or something like that. Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Our coaches, I mean, we were an ass football team. Literally, I just remember, like, the kid passed out, and they were giving the kid who passed out water. And I remember the one kid goes, "Can we get water?" He's like, "No, you guys stay there." And then just one of the kids was like, "Fuck that." It's just wet. And we just all were just like, "Oh, we're all getting water. Like, fuck this."
Yeah, I wouldn't have liked that. Who owns the record for most threes in a Raptors game?
DeMar
Danny
DeRozan.
Red.
DeMar DeRozan. Oh, wait. We haven't played a game.
It's a trick question. Oh, we got to play Pirtle. What if the trick question's Toronto? Yeah, he never played for Toronto. I want to get this. Oh, he was just playing. Oh, okay.
All right. Okay. I think I know who this is. I'm going first. Who do you think this is? We're not looking. We moved on to Pirtle. Thomas, tell us.
I swear it's on my tip of my tongue. Yes.
Okay.
Let's go.
He plays guard. He's a guard and a wing. He's in the Eastern Conference.
Can we see the silhouette?
Oh my god. I want to say
that's Jetty Osman. No, it's not. It's not Jetty Osman. It's not Jetty Osman. It's Lauri Markkanen? No, it can't be. Oh.
No.
All right, so now you have 2 guesses, so you're done for 2 more.
Okay, go.
That one.
Go.
Okay, so he's in the Southwest.
No, he's not. No, he's in the East. He plays.
He's not in the South. He's not in the Central. He's not in the Southeast.
He plays 2 positions: shooting guard and small forward. And he's shorter than 6'9", taller than 6'2". He's older than 21. He's younger than 30. His number is greater than 19.
That offers me many things.
I know who it is.
Do you really?
I have an idea. I think he plays for the 76ers.
Let me think of a random player. I'm gonna guess.
Yes, Nick Bavaro. Nick Bavaro's got it.
Oh no! How do you even spell that guy's name? Throw that in.
Furkan
Korkmaz
Korkmaz
gets this. I'm gonna be.
I knew it. That's who I was. That's who I was saying. I would search suggesting.
How do you?
Booyah! I knew it. Booyah! I knew it was a white person. The hair. You could tell by the hair it was a white guy. And then once it said shooting guard, small forward, I took out Denny Avdia, Raul Neto. I knew it was the only other, and if it wasn't Jetty Osman because we had Raul Neto and it didn't say it was a Cavaliers player, I knew it was Furkan Korkmaz.
I feel like I won't hear the end of this for a day.
Good shit, Nick Varro. You were on the same wavelength with me. I think that was a good episode. I think we had a lot of points. So what are we going to do about
the stain in my mouth?
I know. So what are you going to do for Wednesdays?
Well, I'm going to study Pirtle pretty fucking hard. Maybe I'll bring Nick in next Wednesday for a Pirtle game. Well, I can figure it out. I just forgot StreamYard's gay and that you can't use it on Internet Explorer, and I didn't want to. You have to log out of all your accounts on Google rather than.
You didn't know it, Thomas.
So I can figure it out. It's
just do Google Chrome, you asshole.
I have too many accounts logged in where if I have to log out of all of them. And that just doesn't seem right. And I didn't want to log out of my 15 YouTube accounts and have to go through that whole thing.
It looks like you're going to have to. Unless
there's
the ways around it is if you already have a StreamYard logged in, you just connect our YouTube channel to that StreamYard.
No, because I have too many accounts, is what I'm saying.
Oh my god, dude. This sounds like a you problem. Get another computer.
It is. I told you I'll figure it out next week.
Just buy another. I have 2 computers. I'm about to get a third one.
I just forgot. It's annoying.
Yeah. Look at this, Nick Vivaro. You should just get another computer. That's what I have 2 computers. Where's my laptop? I'm about to buy a third.
I would love a Mac desktop.
This bad boy?
What I'm on? You get so much more work done on a Mac or a desktop than a laptop. It's crazy.
Yeah, I got my.
I would kill actually for a Mac desktop.
I have an iMac. Well, I'm about to build a PC. I want 4 computers. I want 2 Mac laptops. I want my iMac, and I'm going to build a PC. I was just going to buy a PC, but me and my dad did some research, and I can build a pretty fucking decent editing PC for like $450.
How do I get in on that shit?
If you want, I'm gonna build it probably this winter when I go visit my dad. Like I could do it myself, but I told you my dad's like a super like computer person, so I know if I get all the shit and I get my dad will probably help me do it within an hour, put it all together. But yeah, no, if you get it, I could build you a PC. It's pretty easy. It's all you need is casing, graphic card, video card,
I will
and
pay you much
motherboard.
money to do that. Yeah.
But yeah, I want 2. Well, I want the brand new MacBooks because that way I don't need an adapter. Plus, my iMac's kind of fucked. I spilled coffee on it a year ago. So then I have this iMac. I need a new external hard drive. I need to clear these Macs. I need to do some shit. But yeah,
we got to figure this out from Thomas here. This is the next Pirtle Raptors edition. Most threes in a game starts with a D. Last name ends with an M.
In a game starts with a D.
I have a feeling it's like a really old Raptors player from the 90s or early 1000s. I guess they can't be that old.
Yeah, it can't be that old. Yeah. I really can't. Who's in? I can't even think. How recent?
I can't think of a single basketball
Thomas,
player.
how recent was this Raptors player?
Name a player and he'll give us the attributes if we're Delano Banton. He's older than Delano Banton. Lower number.
I don't know if he's still here.
Same
Thomas,
position.
we need a
No,
hint.
he's not on the current roster. No.
I'm about to give up and search this up.
No.
Thomas, respond.
Oh, Tony Tennish?
Ooh. Dude.
When this is known, I'm gonna be less angry than Nick getting that right, but watch Nick, if you didn't cheat
I'm
and
searching
you got the
up.
answer, throw it in. Oh damn, this guy.
I'm done.
I have homework to do.
I do have something to do, so I'm looking at it.
Doesn't have something to do. No, I get it. I cheated on this one. Oh, yelling his name.
I
Is
don't
that
know.
a hint?
Donnell Marshall. Never would have gotten
Thank
that.
God. Yeah, thank God. Okay.
Donnell Marshall. Donnell. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, be a friend and tell a friend. Every
Dude's
episode's
got the
uploaded
shit
on this.
moves.
I do have a shit. I have a shit. That's why we're wrapping up. I gotta poop it. I didn't. Okay, I gotta take a shit, guys. I love y'all. Be a friend, tell a friend if you enjoyed today's show. I'm gonna go drop off some friends at the pool.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Session. Peace.
Yeah, peace, bro.